2012 vintage, and it was the bottles filled in 2013 and degorged this last 2020. So 7 years with the yeast inside the bottle, making the process of autolysis, aging. So it's interesting to work with Charello for this reason, because this is a variety that keeps the acidity, that has this structure, this alcohol as well, that Charello has higher alcohol degree in comparison between the other typical varieties for cava. So here we use this Charello for this reason. And then we put a little bit of and Pinot Noir bar fermented and made as a Blanc de Noirs. So it's a special blend that brings to Blanca Cousinet, that's named after my niece. She's called Blanca. And with this blend, 3 varieties, Charello mainly, and then a little bit of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, Blanc de Noirs. So here you can see that it's a gastronomic cava with these soft bubbles, creaminess, elegance. This style of cava that it's for eating in a whole lunch or dinner with different kind of dishes. So it's very interesting, gastronomic.
7 years.
Yes.
It's a long one.
It's around 80 months aging.
Wow.
Interesting.
Cedric, can you also push the record button? Is that right? All right, nice. Wow, and this I suppose this is not the entry level. This is the high end cava for your selections, right?
So for the we have the cava brut and cava brut nature. So these are the more entry level cavas that are more maybe for just having a glass before eating, even though you can eat with it, but it's not as gastronomic as this one. As Marta was saying, you can have this with complex seafood plays, fish, even with chicken. For me, this is perfectly great. White meat.
And Marta, why don't you put the traditional blends? Why do you choose
Why not? Because we had another blends with these 3, Macabeo, Charello, Parellada. And in this, with Blanca, we wanted to make another different thing. First of all, in the just very beginnings, in 2003, it was only with Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. But then little by little, we were changing the blending, including the Charello. Because at the beginning, when we start, 18 years ago, with the youngness and these fresh ideas with young people, now we are 40, a little bit more 40. We were only thinking in the new things when we started knowing in the university. And it was the first moment when we were hearing about the Blanc de Noirs, about champagne, about this kind of varieties. And we were thinking only in Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Then later, we thought about including the Charello. So it's the history of Blanca Cousinet. First of all, with the foreign varieties, and now with the traditional variety that's mainly the structure, mainly the body of this cava, because we thought that not only the foreign varieties are capable to make this, so here with our Charello, we can achieve it. So here it's the evidence that you have good cava with our own varieties from here, from Penedès, with Charello. So it was the history and the moments.
The stream.
And reason that's not any Macabeo, any Parellada, only Charello mainly, and then these 2 varieties.
And Amphora Roja before this or after this?
Amphora was after this, because the first Amphora was made in 2013. And the first Blanca with Charello, it was in 2008, 2009. I don't remember now exactly. I think it's 2009 with the first blending with Charello. 2003 till 8 was only with Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. For this reason, the name Blanca means white in Catalan. So Blanc de Noirs is a white made from red, you know. And it's a metaphor of the name with the girl and the method of making Blanc de Noirs. It was the beginning, the first meaning, the first metaphor that we wanted to show to people. That's a white wine, sparkling, made with only a part of red wine. That was the first idea in the 2003. Then it was changing the blending, so now it's really it's
Blanc de Blanc.
Yes, Blanc de Blanc. But the beginnings was this Blanca Cousinet, it's the name of my niece, and it means white, like the white snow, the fairy tales.
So Cousinet is the name.
The surname of the family.
The surname. Okay.
The first name of there. Yes.
Great, nice. Okay. So no oak, no, I suppose. No,
only
nothing.
The Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir, the 10% that we use for this blend, that's Pinot Noir. It's only with oak. That's Pinot Noir only. Barrel
okay. Okay.
So that's perfect transition with the names.
Yes, and then Rosa. It came Rosa Cousinet. Rosa, it's like rose in Catalan. Rosa is the name for a girl. Yes. And it's the name of the great-grandmother that now, just in this moment, she's still alive with 100 years old.
Oh, wow, great. Amazing, amazing.
Yes. And she's she's well, healthy, but with the brain.
Alzheimer, no? Yes. Things like that. Okay.
Alzheimer, dementia, these kind of things that we don't know exactly because we don't.
Of the age.
CDs for her. No, she's with a person all the day, taking care of her, but she's just eating by herself. So with the fork, with the spoon, not with the knife, but she's eating by herself. So it's important. Sometimes one day she's a little bit nervous and with these kind of things that you know, but well, she's just healthy and with good things to
100 years old.
Yes.
It's all right.
Sometimes for opening the cava, I recommend you to have the this iron. You have? Yes, you have.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I do. It's almost done because this one is a little bit tight. So
it's a little tight.
So I okay, fine.
No, because sometimes it's difficult to take up with the bracelet. It's
But do you take out or you don't? Because I don't.
I have it because it's better for the hand to don't be
okay, the friction.
If you are a good sommelier, you take out, but it's difficult to open.
Really?
Yes.
Really? If you're a good sommelier, you take out.
When I have studied, they said for the protocol and for opening, it's better to take out.
Better to remove.
To remove it. But for me, for the practice and for the experience that I have, it's better with it.
Okay. because I thought maybe you don't know the condition for each bottle, so maybe sometimes you just by removing this and then it will goes out. It could be, you know.
So for this reason, yes.
Some fingers on the
or quick.
5 bars of friction inside.
So you have done very well. Excellent.
No, it was a like Okay.
So here, now we are talking about a rosé wine, rosé sparkling, made with Grenache, 100%. Grenache from the mountains. And for this reason, like a rosé, we put the name Rosa Cuisine, that's the great-grandmother. And it's another metaphor with the color of the wine and the name of the woman in the house, the great-grandmother. Mm-hmm. So here, it's not as old than Cava, than Blanca. It's 15, I think, yes, 2015. So here it's a Gran Reserva as well, but a little bit less months, but as well a lot of
like
time.
60 months at least, no?
Because it was filled in the 16 till 20. It's 4 years for... Yes, so 4 years.
48 months.
Yes, 48, yes. Okay.
But for this one, I think it's better this way because it's already quite intense, quite creamy. And then if you overuse also this well, the yeasts in the bottle, then you see it's going to be even creamier than that. But for this one, I think it's already perfect.
Yes, and the aromas,
and this is Brut Nature, no? Brut Nature, everything.
Everything is nature, and we believe that nature allows to show the character of the cava, the sparkling. And for this reason, we put all of this Gran Reserva nature, because they express itself, the character and the flavors, the aromas. Here you can see that's a lot of aromas of the aging, of course, but at the same time with the fruit. This kind of fruit, red fruit, this it's like kind of notes of the strawberries, but in marmalade notes, in compota, in this kind of
jelly fruit spread.
So kind of we think about sugary, strawberry, sugary things, but in the mouth there's no sugar. No? So that's the trick. That's the point. Having this kind of very fruity aromas, but with the freshness, the acidity, and not the sweety, heavy side of maybe a cava that would not be a Brut Nature.
Exactly.
I found out the choky feeling, and it's really special.
Yes. It's really elegant. It's with this kind of aromas that you feel in love with it.
Yeah.
It's a cava that's perfect for having a good moment, for another kind gastronomic, because it's perfect for eating a lot of different kind of dishes.
Yeah.
But with this sensation that's like silk, like this velvety note, this round, yes. It's cava that you feel in love.
And also, I'd like to mention that the fact that it's 100% Grenache is really not common. I mean, Grenache, cava, or sparkling everywhere. That's something very, very rare.
And I'm gonna take these 2 bottles to them.
Okay, great.
10 seconds. Share for the great wine. Man 可以喝，对，我放在这边。我们都可以喝。
Puedes encontrar, yo de hecho nunca he probado un otro sin
Los cavas rosados normalmente son jóvenes.
Sí.
Usually when you look for a cava rosé, all are young. So here you have...
Yeah, that was... I was thinking.
You have one that's a Gran Reserva that's not common, because usually people want the rosés with this pinky color that's very young, very pretty. Okay, it is. But here with this salmon or this...
it's salmon, almost a little bit orange color, because of course it's got
pretty
some
as
age,
well. I think it's very beautiful, but sometimes people don't want it. And in the brain, in
market,
the concept that the people has in the mind. It's very pinky, very, but well, you have.
And better sometimes slightly sweet, and so it's like automatically linked. Mm.
And the fact that it's Grenache is perfectly, I mean, there's a lot of Koreans here in the range that we have, because you have the Grenache here as a cava sparkling. Then, for example, we're going to try the Indigena Tinto, which is also 100% Grenache from the mountain. And you, for example, are working with Isenda Miret, which is also the 100% Grenache. So to show you that Garnacha for us is important grape.
Different shapes of expression.
Yeah, and you see, like here, you see this high level cava. Then you will have the red Grenache, which is more funny Grenache, very easy going, but still have some complexity, but perfect balance, but more on the fruity side. And then you have Isenda Miret, which is more serious wine, elegant wine. So we like to express like Xarel·lo or Garnacha, these type of grapes that are very important to us. We like to see the different expressions we can give to them, different terroir that we have with them, and that's
the different personalities that they have to show to the customers. That here you have the sparkling, then the red, young red, and the old red in Grenache. So it's a versatile variety that it can express different things in different terroirs and different vinifications. Okay.
And the Ganacha is coming from the Rosa Cuisine. It's coming from the same as Isenda Miret, or I suppose not.
No. Isenda Miret, it's an old plot that we have just 5 kilometers far from the winery. And Rosa Cuisine and Indigena are from the mountains, just 15 kilometers far, and in 700 meters of altitude. The weather and the soil is a little bit different, and they are young. They are now perhaps 25, not very young.
Oh, not that young. Sometimes in French it's old already.
Yes. But in comparison with Isenda, it's old. Let's start with wines.
Yeah.
Calcari.
Okay, Calcari.
It's the Xarel·lo that I explained you, that the Xarel·lo variety that here we work in different shapes of vinifications. And with Calcari, we want to express the pureness of this Xarel·lo, this variety that's planted mainly in Penedès. You have this terroir that it's with calcium, with this structure of chalk, calcare, and these stones. So for this reason, we put this name Calcari. That's the type of soil that we have.
Limestone soil, yeah.
Yes. And here you can see that's pure Xarel·lo, made in a stainless steel tank, so it shows all the fruit, all the characteristics that you have with Xarel·lo here in Penedès. It's an old plot, so it's just here in the village in front of the winery. And with this, we only make the batonnage process in order to achieve this mouthfeel. That's plenty of this creaminess, this roundness, these dry herbs like chamomile, these aromas that come from like pears, well-ripened pears that are very characteristic of the Xarel·lo variety. So here you can see that's pure Xarel·lo.
Wow, because I had another winery making Xarel·lo, and it's tropical fruit. Yeah, and
so sometimes it's 100% this other wine that you have mentioned.
Yeah. So it's totally different. Interesting. And this is really thin, like thin and thin and concrete. and Karkari. Yeah.
But I like to compare this one, you know, for people who are not used to this type of grape or used to this wine, to explain to the customer. For me, it's the great comparison. If they don't know anything about Spanish wine, I like to say it's something kind of like a Petit Chablis or Chablis wine, because you have kind of a slight minerality, little bit of minerality, and it's a lot of acidity, and it's very tense. And you have all this freshness, and it's not heavy at all. And as you say, you have some fruity side, but it's really not the main point. And so that's why when people don't know anything about it, if you need some image to help them understand and help them selling it in the restaurant, I think this is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. And why? Okay, so this is the you use the sticker to make it as simple.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted that the wine explains things in the glass.
Nice.
Oral and things.
We don't show off on the front label. We show off in the glass.
So you definitely you must open this bottle to understand. No?
They are all simply, but because we want to show the complexity in the glass.
Yeah. Nice. And well, maybe it's the material of the sticker. If I don't clean it, it's all stick with the hair, like small hairs. So maybe I don't know. Maybe in the future for the packaging, like because this side is all sticky with hair.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. Maybe. So maybe with the time the travel.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I kind of clean it, but I don't know if you can see it.
That's okay. No, I think it might be during the travel. I don't know because. Well,
yeah.
You do well to mention it. But we have to think about is if you see it, I mean, if you see it a few times on the other.
Well, this it's better because it's transparent.
Yes. Okay. The other is black. Yes.
Okay.
But this is black, so this part will show the white part, and also it's more clear. There are hair around here.
All right. Well,
we take note.
Yeah, we take note, definitely.
Maybe it's the material for the sticker.
Yeah, maybe during the shift
change.
Okay.
I like this one. How much is it more or less, like as which wines, the price?
€5 export price.
Okay.
So this is
very nice.
We work well by the glass in many restaurants in the world. Because, well, it goes well with many type of dishes, but for me with all seafood dishes, salads, and even all these type of oysters. For me with oysters is great. So in a restaurant, having some fresh wines like this, I have this acidity. People really enjoyed it, especially when summertime is coming. It's something very nice, and actually we're doing well with this in restaurant.
I will take this for sure.
That's good. So now something a little bit more special, I would say.
Okay.
Satellite.
It's new wine. I'm sorry. I don't know who is. Okay.
Well, take it if you have to.
I don't know. It's in the agenda, so I will phone later. Here with Satellite, we are talking about a new variety that we are just knowing, just practicing since 2017 as an experiment, as a trial that it's a variety that's not common here in Penedès, but yes, in the north of Catalonia, where they have it as a typical variety, Carinyena Blanca. You know, Carinyena white, okay?
I heard about that, and seldomly I taste it.
So we have a plot that we grafted with these cuts that we find of a friend of mine in Empordà, in this region, in the North Catalonia, where people has this, this variety. And we wanted to practice with it in order to see how it's developed in this area with this calcaric soil, and for knowing the ripening process, because it's a variety that's, it's white, of course, but it's later in harvest and in the process of the ripening. And it's interesting for these moments that the weather is changing. People want fresh whites, fresh fresh wines with this alcohol that's not very high, and with this we achieve it. It's the last grape, white grape, that we pick, and with low alcohol degree and with good body. So it's important for the new challenge that we have with this weather it's changing. And we have practiced it in the fermentation in stainless steel tank, then in barrel, in amphora, and in glass. So here with this vintage 2018, we have the blend with, not all, with mainly glass, with demijohns, and then with a little bit of barrel, 500 liters barrel, and a little bit of stainless steel tank. So it's a blend with these three variations in the fermentation. So,
and for the future, for 1920?
With the future, I am practice more with glass. The glass for this variety, it's the best that I have tasted in all of these different vinifications, because it maintains, it keeps the aromas, and it increases as well. So no increase, you have the aromas that you have, because they are not developing more, but they are more concentrated. The sensation that you have, it's the concentration. So with the glass, that you don't have any oxygen that is entering, because it's all well closed. And with this roundness of the energies inside the wine, it's increasing the concentration of these aromas that you have. So it's, I think, the future for the white wines. This is still, this is style, this kind of varieties that are long in ripening process and with low alcohol, good acidity as well, and then with these aromas. So I think it's this kind of varieties that are the future in good adaptation.
It's a wine it can wait.
Yes, yes.
And simply the smell changes it. Yeah.
And the color is just beautiful. It's a very special color.
Yes.
And Marta, you don't like to use inox tanks to make white, no?
Yes, I like, but for the first fermentation, it's perfect. But then for aging, for having it a little bit more time with batonnage or with these movements that are natural in the wine, that it's all the time moving the energies of the wine, I prefer the glass. I prefer the glass for keeping it some months and having with the lees and this process. I prefer it with glass. Yes, definitely.
So this one also, just like I was saying with Rosa Cusine, is 100% white Carignan. In Spain, but also in France, it's not something you see a lot. It's really something now. People are using it more and more, but 100% white Carignan is really something uncommon. Cariñena Blanca. So again, this is something like they will enjoy, because they're like, oh wow, this is something very curious. This is great. Then the taste is, wow, really interesting because it's good. So for wine enthusiasts, this is something that they really value for the brand of the wine, but also for the quality.
I think.
And Marta, you intentionally make it 12 degrees, like, or you kind of control it, or it's naturally?
It's naturally. And this is the thing that we are just studying and observing. That's although it's a long process of ripening, you don't achieve high alcohol degree. So it's this, the main thing that we are just observing, and it's very interesting to know that then the acidity, it's well balanced. So this is a good thing in these moments when in the summer you have high temperatures, and some years are very dry and with no rain, and you achieve a lot of sugar, so it transformed in high alcohol. And here, no, this variety, it's quite slowly, quite calm, and it's good for these moments that you don't know when you must to harvest it or not, because usually with Macabeo, with Parellada, with the not with Charello, because Charello it's a little bit kind of like Cariñena, that's slowly, but in this Cariñena, in another experiences that we have in ancestral varieties that are older than the other that we know, this kind of process that it's slowly, it's better for these moments that we have these changes in climate. So it's interesting to observe, to study, and to develop this research that we are doing little by little every vintage. We are doing different chances, some different challenges for these kind of varieties that we want to see these differences.
And is it similar to Parellada?
The Parellada, it's very important to have it in the mountain. If not, if you have Parellada in the flat part, it's horrible for the
disaster.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. you need to have altitude. So here in Penedès, the main part is flat. It's in Sant Sadurní, Pla del Penedès. So these kind of villages that are just flat with the mountains of Montserrat, then the little mountains of and our mountains that are on the north. So it's this area that's good for the winds, for this humidity of the sea, but depending on the year, that now is just changing all, we are seeing that some varieties are suffering more than the others. So it's interesting to know which are suffering more or not. And this is the challenge, to observe, to study, to see how is developing the sugars, the content of sugars and acidity, and the balance, keeping balance with that's with it, with Cariñena and Charello, that we achieve the best balance in whites.
This is adapting the grape varieties to the new climate. Well,
yes.
Complications, let's say, is one of the ways to try to adapt to this climate change and keep going in a good way. And in a way, it has been the same things in the past. I mean, we've been changing things in the regions, using new type of grapes in whole Europe, and I think it's also a natural way to adapt. And anyway, we don't have that much of a choice. If it's getting warmer, we have to change.
All our cycles. So usually we only see short cycles of things because we have our period of being alive, and the cycles usually are bigger to see that these things usually are hundreds of years of changing in cycles, these big changes in climate. But well, in our periods of time that we can see 10 years in decades, we can see these little differences, the little things that perhaps for our childs, for our new generations, they can change things with these experiences that we document now, we write and we put in papers. So could be the future.
So talking about
very nice
freshness in the altitude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Indigena Tinto.
Yes.
So here actually, you already have the red one, but it's full range. We actually have 3 Indigena wines. The range is actually like a good way to represent Grenache. So you have, this one is the black Grenache, I mean the red wine. Then we also have an Indigena white, which is white Grenache, and then Indigena Rosé, which is the same grape as this one, obviously. So here it's again very interesting because you've tried the Rosa Cuisine, the cava, 100%.
Yeah.
And you have different expression of the Grenache also from the mountain, and see how it can be different.
And here in the beginnings, when my father-in-law wanted to plant the Grenache in altitude, the farmers from the region said, "Oh, you are mad to plant in the mountain the Grenache." And he said, no.
Why?
No, because they are only used to have it in the flat part, because the mountains are there, of course. There are some farmers with the vineyards, but not so many. So the main proportion of farmers have the plots in the flat part, and they are believing that it's only this option. No, you have more options. So here, it was the chance of grandfather, my father-in-law, that to plant and to observe the developing of this variety in altitude. And it's a great thing. As in Charello of Blanca Cuisine, it's a big part is from the altitude. So now we are planting these varieties in the mountains because we see that the ripening process is better with this humidity, this temperature day and night, this range of difference of the temperature on night and day. That's biggest.
Are there varieties more suitable in the grounds?
Yes.
There are still some great grape varieties that are more suitable to be planted in the grounds rather than in a mountain, or it's like all grapes to be on a mountain.
I don't understand exactly now the question.
Yeah, because it's by curiosity, and I was thinking because people keep growing grapes on the mountain, and maybe the higher the better. And I'm just wondering if there are some grapes are still good to be kept on the ground, yes, or the low altitude.
Yes, of course.
The one that so the next wine we're gonna try is great, and not from the mountain. It's
yes, of course.
You're not gonna do. I mean, if you plant in the mountain, you know that you are doing something. For example, here we're looking for the freshness. It's not the more heavyweight wine, yes, let's say. But it doesn't mean that if you want to do this kind of more serious wine, kind of more smoky, maybe some more punchy wine, something more serious that you can age a lot. Sometimes, like for this one, it's not the best solution. So really, it's the good thing that we have here is that we are lucky enough to have these plots in the mountains, so we can have a style of wine. Then we have these plots, different plots, not in the mountain, but also great. And yes, so we have a diversity.
Yes, the thing is when you have different options, different plots that you have, you can decide the styles of the wine. So it's great to have Grenache in the flat part. Perfect. It's an old plot with, yes, it's 100 meters of altitude only. That's not...
really? I thought it's like high. Okay. No. It's 100 only. All right.
100 meters of altitude.
Oh, so okay.
It's a good option to have these different altitudes, these different microclimates to play, to show different things in blends or not, depending on the style that you want to make. And here with Grenache, we wanted to practice what is the developing with this variety in altitude, in between the other. So here we can achieve this freshness, this youngness, this aromas that are different. So for this reason, the grandfather wanted to have this challenge to plant these varieties that are not common in the mountain. So here you can see that not all is written. So you need to write your own expression, your own experiences. And here in País Balta, we have it. We have the vineyards to practice it, to have this new challenge, and we do. So it's the best thing, I think, here with this family. So for this reason, I'm very proud of this, to have this opportunity to be in this team, and for having these new wines, these new styles, and to show that it's possible to have these fresh red wines in Teneres. Not only sparklings, not only whites that are young usually. So here with the reds that we can achieve, special reds in old vineyards and special reds in young vineyards in altitude. So it's this, the thing, the vision, the different views.
You're changing. You're doing a difficult job, actually, because people usually do have. Yeah, because mostly they say they think cava only, no, cava or Benedès wines equals to cheap wines or things like that. But no, you are making the best of it. Yeah. The
thing is this, to have different versions of a thing, to different points of view, because it's when you do different things, when you can see different options and not being closed in one thing, always doing the same. No, you can do different things. So this was the vision of the grandfather, always searching new things, always practicing new things, because you know that you do sparklings, still wines, still white wines. Yes, they are good, they are perfect, but why don't doing different things? So here we can do it. With the mountains.
Exactly.
Very nice.
To come back to what you asked,
Cedric, how much is it?
It's the same price as Calcari, almost the same price. So about €5 export.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Nice. So, very nice.
So when you go outside and try people, you make them try this one and is Endamiret, you tell them matcha, and for example, this one is from the mountain. That is from another plot which is not in a mountain but has a completely different terroir, but also the vinification is very different. Is Endamiret, it has more like some oak work. Here it's only stainless steel, and but you can really see that Isenda is really the deep expression of concentrated Grenache, some strength, but also very elegant to me. And here you have really this freshness of the fruit. You recognize that you have some similarities with Isenda, because you have still these red berry styles, and it's very red fruit oriented. But really you have a completely different style. And that's the idea that we have here. You can offer an easygoing Grenache with very, very velvety tannins, and people can enjoy it by the glass in a restaurant. Even I recommend also in summer, if people are really red wine drinkers, even in hot weather, this can be a little bit cooler and it's still very nice to enjoy. And on the other side, you have the Isandamiret, which is more for some nice meat or something heavier. So again, the mountain is good, but we also want something else.
The two choices. So it's nice to see these differences. I like a lot to see differences in the same thing, in the same variety.
That's the spirit.
Yes, it's when you have improvements, when you have new visions, when you open mind in different things. So I'm very interested in study a lot of different things, in discover new things. So it's the thing. It's with the vineyards, it's the same. Always I'm studying, always I'm doing a lot of courses.
Now always something to learn.
Yes, now I'm finished.
Study hard.
Now I'm finishing to study the cosmos, the astronomy and the astrology, and I'm, wow, immersed in the cosmos, with the planets, with the stars, with the constellations, and I'm enjoying a lot. So this is when I'm doing the wine. Every vintage, every harvest, I want to do something different. If not, it's bored. You need some motivation every year.
But here at Balta, we have a lot of different wines.
Sometimes the trials are not the best that you want, but sometimes you achieve new things. So.
And this year, the new experiments also is the demi-johns that are waiting outside with
with the Rancio. You know, Rancio, it's another version of the styles of wine here in Spain. We have a lot of sun, and it's a new vision of a wine exposed to the sun, exposed to the night as well. This is called Sol and Serena, when you have the sun and the night. And the wine is just having movements because of the dilatation and the contraction of itself. And it's typical here in Spain to do it. And I wanted to make it. So there I have a lot of demi-johns doing this.
And is it sweet? It's not sweet, no?
You can do it or not.
This one is
okay.
It's dry, but you can do it in the two styles.
I heard about Picasso loves rancio, or I'm wrong, because I read something like that historically.
They are brown because of the evolution that's oxidated.
Yes.
So, it's a new version that it's
nice.
Bad or good, it's different.
Yeah.
So.
Really looking forward. I'm going to take this wine to them, and then 10 seconds, come back.
Sí, que como... Pero aquí nunca lo he visto. No sé si...
Esto será que se le ha rozado.
Ya, o en el palette. So well, maybe now the last one. I'm happy that you have this one and that Marta is here to explain it, because this is her wine.
Here
it's your wine.
Yes, it's named after me, and I have my heart with this history that a part of it is a history of love. Because when I met my husband, my boyfriend in this moment, in 1998, I was only studying pharmacist, not winemaker. And little by little, he was introducing me in the world of wine, because I didn't know anything about it. And little by little, with a taste, with a restaurant, with pairing, with visiting new areas for me, because it was only South France or North Catalonia or Bordeaux that I were surprised to discover this world of wine. And little by little, my interest in wines was increasing, and I wanted to study winemaker when I finished pharmacist, and I was working as well as a pharmacist. So one day he said to me, Marta, there is in the cellar, Maria Elena, my sister-in-law, making a special wine with Syrah variety. That's this wine that you have now. And we are thinking in a high-level range of red wine, and we want to put a special bottle, a special packaging, and a special name. And we are thinking in your name. And I said, wow, nice. What an honor, no? And he said, Marta de Balta, because it's Pares Balta, Marta de Balta. And we were not married. So it was like a tattoo put in your arm, here, because we weren't married. So, and I said, yes, why not? I'm agreed, and I'm grateful to have my name in the wine. And little by little, we were, I was growing in the world of wine, and now I'm very proud of it, but scared of this youngness when you are not thinking nothing and you say, oh, that's okay, no? Okay, put my name there. And if the relationship weren't good,
okay.
You have the tattoo. And it's a special history because it was the first demonstration of love that a journalist one time said, Marta, it's like the first demonstration of love of your husband, that he wanted to put your name in a wine. So it's very, very important.
It's like the family.
Yes.
No.
So
wow.
Very, very proud of it. So here it's only Syrah, these grapes that the grandfather planted in the late 70s. And it was not typical.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but when I smell it.
It's a wine that I love a lot because it's very, very special for me, for this history, of course. But then, because it's a special fermentation, it's barrel fermented with the skins inside the barrel, made with stick.
Batonnage.
No, the batonnage, the pigeage. When
yeah.
With the wine for obtaining the color, and then with this maceration, fermentation, then you separate the skins of the wine, and then you close the same barrels for aging, same wine inside. It's fantastic. This growing inside the wood. So for the first moment that you have the grapes, they are burning in the wood. So the complexity that they have, it's incredible. And I'm very, very, very happy to have this experience with this Marta de Balta. That's very complexity wine with this elegance, this softness in aromas, then in flavors in mouth. This mouthfeel that's like a silk, like very smooth wine, red wine. And with this variety that Syrah was not common in the Penedès region, wine region, but now we have some farmers that are working with it and with good success. So it's a well-adapted variety here in Penedès. And I'm very, very...
It remind me with the really, really nice Chateau Neuf du Pape. Like, well, not exactly the same, but it goes to that part.
This smoky and also...
Yes, with toffee, with toffee. Chocolates.
You're really on the tertiary aromas, really this a little bit of toffee, exactly. And this is really what makes it special. And also it's only 2015, which means that actually if you want to make it wait for a while, there's no problem. It's going to be even better, I think.
And it's a wine that I love a lot, because of the name, because of the story, and because of
its... Of the love.
Sure. This, yes. Well, sometimes the journalist said, which is your favorite? There are not favorites, but this, I have it in my heart. So the wine that I love a lot for this story, this expression that perhaps it's something that I put here of me, no?
You put some love.
And
you put a part of yourself.
It's
it really tastes different, huh?
Usually when I taste wines and when we are vinifying them, I want that each other express something different. Because sometimes you go to a winery and the wines are just the same with the little differences. And here, no, I want each other has the personality. And I think we are achieving it with each of them. And with Marta, it's one that we achieved, first of all, in the first vintages that we were working together with Maria Elena. And Marta has this. And sometimes when some vintage, we don't achieve it, we don't bottle it. So it's a special wine that if it's not the best, and with this kind of aromas, flavors, and this structure, we don't bother it. So it's a wine that we love very, very much. And you can see my love with it.
Once I smell it, I will, okay, that's both. Nothing to say more. and so you say it's fermented in barrel or it's aged in barrel? Okay.
All the process in barrel.
Full grapes in the barrel.
We buy the barrels opened with one face, and we put inside the beans and all the juice. All is from it's open barrel, and then we finish the fermentation. We call the copper in order to close it, to have the face. And and then we fill the barrels another time with the wine and only, without the skins, for aging. So it's the wine that's the vinification. It's quite special. It's not common. So for this reason, it's special.
and yeah,
probably the best Shiraz I've ever tasted.
Oh,
thank you. It's actually only 100% Syrah that we have. The other ones have some have Syrah, but blended with other type of grapes.
And it's a plot, very special plot that we have. It's very tiny plot, very little, and we use these grapes that were the first grapes of Syrah planted in Paris Balta in the late 70s with the grandfather decisions. And another time, the farmer said, do you have this foreign variety that it's not good for here, blah, 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 blah. And he said, no, say that you want, and I make that I want. So here, another time, I'm very proud of these visions of the grandfather, that we follow all this vision, the natural vision with biodynamics that I have explained it the first time that we met, then with the varieties and this potential that he had visioned in the mountain, in the valley, near the river, in the flat part as well, because we have vineyards in different altitudes, these different soils, and these things that now are our treasure, our vineyards that are like a treasure, we take care a lot for making this special wine. So now I'm very proud of this things that we have like an heritage, and to develop them as well as the best that we can. So it's this, our philosophy. And then for the new generations that are growing, I explain a lot with my teaching class, teaching lessons about biodynamic, about now with this astronomy, astrology that's related with plants. We are learning that the rhythms of the cycles in each planet are reflected in different plants, in the morphology of the leaves, and the petals and the colors of the plants are related with the different planets. Yes, it's incredible, but it is. We are now studying the differences with different plants, the cycles of the vegetative cycle that they are living, that they are differences in the vegetables and in the plants, and as well with trees, that they are in relationship with these planets. And I'm amazed with this, because I'm discovering a lot of things. And then with the birth chart and a lot of things that are incredible for me now, learning all the time. I'm learning, and it's incredible to see the nature and the humans and the cosmos. All it's related. All.
Yeah, things we take it for granted actually are not. Well, there are reasons for that.
Yeah. So, well, I hope you enjoyed all these beautiful wines.
A lot.
Well, for the last one, as you can imagine, it's not the same price as the other ones.
Of course. How much is it, more or less? You tell me. Yeah.
It's 29 euros export price.
How much?
29.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
well, still,
it's one
very nice.
It's one of the the higher ranges wine we have. It's one of the top reds that we have here at Paris Balta. So obviously here you had different styles. So the Blanca and the Rosa Cusina are also in the high range of the cava that we have. Then you have the Calcari, which is Calcari and Indigena Tinto are more not really entry level, but you know, this one that is these ones are going to move fast. They're going to be by the glass in restaurants without being the cheapest ones. Satellites is in a bit in between these two because it's about 11 euros exports, and here it's something very different, gastronomic for sommelier. And finally, you have the Marta de Balta, which is top red, top wine that you want to have for special occasion, and then you want to impress someone or make someone fall in love with you.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good.
Amazing.
I will be a winemaker because, first of all, I didn't thought about it, and the life is changing with different opportunities, different destinies, and when I met my husband, my boyfriend in these moments, I never thought that I will be a winemaker. So now
now she's here doing live with people from around the world on Instagram, on Zoom, and becoming a famous winemaker.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much for all this, and well, especially this is like thanks for letting me discover the best Shiraz I've ever tasted in my life, and and it really correspond well with your
pleasure.
Yeah, with your life. This is your life, and I can strongly taste it.
I have my life inside this wine.
Yeah. The one of the most important chapter. No?
Yeah.
Great. So I will for sure place some orders for these wines.
Great.
And then because the Chinese New Year is coming, so probably I will do it after that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But I will keep you posted. And thanks for these amazing wines.
We stay in touch.
Yeah.
Any more? Information about the wines or whatever, you just ask me. I'll send you again the price list just so that you have the price of everyone, even though
to remind me of this. Yeah.
And of course, take your time. I know there's going to be kind of crazy until next week. And after that, I hope you have maybe at least 1 week, maybe 2 weeks to catch your breath after the Chinese New Year. I hope you can see your family and then maybe take some good time outside Taipei.
Welcome all of you to come. I will make you a nice trip here in this island.
I hope that in 2021 it's going to be possible.
Yeah.
I hope that maybe in September, October, maybe, I don't know. I hope it's going to be possible.
Okay. Great.
Have a nice new year.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
I'll send you the video also.
Okay, great. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye. Thanks.
Good luck for next week and happy Chinese New Year.
Thank you. Bye.